money.
Yeah, a lot of awesome guys rock these, right?
Yep.
Add color.
Coils.
Highly anticipated coils.
It's a box inside a box.
Dobinson's premium coils. Those are definitely the rears.
Holy.
Dang. We spent a ton of time researching and doing math, which I'll explain when we put them in, on how we selected these coils. We're gonna find out pretty quick if I did everything right and that they fit and give us the ride height we want. Don't hurt yourself. All right, well, let's
They're the right color, everyone.
put them on the truck.
Just before we put the coils in, there's a couple other things we had to check off our list.
Cup holder fits wonderfully. It'll be just built up with some foam underneath on the sides to fill the gap. So I've been messing with these seats for way too long now, trying to figure out how to mount them. So we eventually just cut all the brackets off, and I made these little pedestals out of beefy ass 1/4 inch, and it's got a square cut out for a carriage bolt. So we're gonna put a carriage bolt through here, tack it on, and then these are gonna go like so. Probably actually on the inside, the bolt sticking through. I'll have to get very precise holes on the floor, and then the whole seat with its bolt sticking out will drop into place. That's the idea anyway. Try and get the execution right. And away we go. We'll start our weld by putting the ground on.
This door project involved taking the skin off both sides of the door and replacing the rotten out wood framing on the inside, and also adding some insulation. Stacy also got to paint the door, which made her happy. This weekend was made a lot better and a lot more productive by our friend Colby, who you've seen on the channel before, coming up from Victoria to lend us a hand on getting some big items checked off the list. It's been so awesome to have people show up and help us with this build, and the guest appearance from Al and Emily was no exception here.
So since we are doing everything custom, we are also doing custom steering. So our FJ80 chassis uses a crossover steering, which has the drag link in the front and the tie rod behind the axle above the radius arms. So the factory drag link and tie rod are known to be a bit of weak points. Not the ends, but specifically the actual steering rod have been known to bend. So what we're doing for the tie rod behind the axle is we bought these trail gear. These are called weld-in bungs. They're not cheap, but they're awesome. So this bung is specifically designed for 1/4 wall by 1.25 DOM tubing, which is extremely strong. So that's what we've got here. So that's just 1/4 wall DOM tubing. This welded bung gets slid on here, and then we'll bevel the end of the pipe, and then this gets welded all the way around. It's specifically designed to fit this material, so everything stays super straight. Now what this welded bung does is it allows us to take our super beefy factory Fuji joint tie rod end and thread it into this bung. So now we have 1/4 wall tie rod, which is awesome.
Now that we've got all the parts laid out, it's time to put it together. We started by getting our eye-to-eye measurements for the tie rod and the drag link, and then marking those on the table. Once we know how long the material needs to be, we can cut it to length. After that, we need to brace everything and shim it to make sure everything is perfectly straight and will not move when we weld it. It's a good idea to put a lot of never sees on the joints when you're doing this. Now time to burn it in.
What's interesting about the factory 80 series stuff is the drag link ends are a smaller diameter, so they do not thread in to the trail gear weld-in bungs. So one thing that you can do instead is you can just buy 2 sets of tie rod ends and use those for the front drag link, and then you'd have the bungs, but you wouldn't have this guy. So this is the stock tie rod end for the drag link end that we deleted because we're running the big ones now. So we basically have to make a little knob onto our tie rod so we can put in our steering stabilizer, which goes like this. Something like that. Yep. These are the little tabs we cut out that are going to get welded together because we didn't have 1/2 inch material, and then welded onto our drag link.
Thanks, Mom, for supporting tonight's build. Winter ale season. Woohoo!
If you guys are wondering if we've left on our trip yet, or if we're still here, or what's going on with the sponsorship in Denver that was on November 7th, go ahead and read our community post on our YouTube channel where we explained everything. If you're still here watching this and you're not subscribed yet, it would mean a lot to us. If you want to join the TWR fam, smash that like button and hit subscribe. It really does help us keep making these videos and bringing this content to you.
Okay, so this is our Panhard bar, which I just cut in half. We need to change the length of the Panhard bar because we've lifted the vehicle. This is a Panhard bar from something else. I actually don't know where I got it, but it's too long, which is great because I can shorten it and not impact the strength of it. So what's going to happen here is this is solid stock. This is like 1.125" solid stock, and I need to take about 3 inches out of it. So what's going to happen is I'm going to cut off a section here, butt this up to it, bevel the edges, weld it around same as we did the tie rod ends, but I'm gonna have this sleeve on there first, so then I'm gonna have some holes in the sleeve. I'm gonna slide the sleeve over and then weld the ends, so it's gonna be very strong. Panhard bar is super important. It takes a lot of force, which is why it's solid stock. This is what stops the bar, this is what stops the truck moving side to side. It's also called a track bar. Track bar or Panhard bar stops the vehicle moving side to side. There's a ton of force on this, so it has to be the right length. When you lift a vehicle that has a radius arm setup or a 3-link setup, it pushes the axle to one side, because this basically pivots. This pivots as it lifts, but it also pulls as you flex out. So when we lifted the vehicle, our tires are slightly off to one side. So we're gonna fix that by shortening this to 31 1/8. Only really get one chance at this, so we're gonna make sure we do it right. With 0 error. No problem. And voila! We have a custom Panhard bar. Oh joy! Now to find out if it fits.
These are the little things that bring us joy. Nice.
Nice and warm. Alright, sitting on stock coils with a 1-inch spacer. We're exactly 8 inches. 8 inches, so that's good, we're level. How about the back? So this is stock coils with a 2-inch spacer, and we're still sitting low at 4 3/4. And this one's a little higher, which is actually about 5 1/2, which makes sense because we got way more weight on that side.
Oh man, this is a good day for us. We have waited a long time to get these coils in, and we are stoked to be running high quality premium Dobinson coils. It was pretty challenging to figure out what coils we were going to need for the ride height we wanted, because I didn't really have anybody else to ask who's done an 80 series Land Cruiser Chinook build. So I basically had to do all the math myself of figuring out how much the front end was going to weigh with a 3.4 versus the 80 series chassis with the stock engine in it, and then also the rear, which is a super custom motorhome now that has 160 liters of fuel, all our clothes and food, and a rear tire carrier and bumper. So basically I had to guess more or less and add up all of the things that we were going to have in there, come up with a weight, and then purchase an overload coil that was going to give us the right ride height front to rear. So you can kind of imagine that was a little stressful and a little tricky trying to get those numbers right. So we would end up with a even and level vehicle. Typically, if you were building an overlanding vehicle or a touring rig, you would get all your weights, everything into the vehicle first, and then you'd get your suspension dialed in for your weight. All right, let's throw some boys in the back and see if we got our math right.
Oh yeah.
One. Okay.
Okay, there's a full tank of fuel right there.
Oh yeah. You're already like level now.
Okay, there's a
Hold
full
on.
tank of fuel.
This is a spare tire, but some.
And our food.
Yeah. It looks level.
And then Jeff is like, all right.
That's my clothes.
How is it now?
Level.
level, or?
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's pretty wicked.
I guess we're gonna have to get a full tank of fuel in this thing ASAP so the truck's gonna sit level. Huge thanks to Overland Outfitters for getting us these coils. The truck is looking sick, and this is a huge step forward in getting this thing ready for the Pan Am. This is the factory shock setup, and then the eye of the shock gets put over here and a big old bolt goes through. You can imagine this being right there and a bolt goes through there. Well, this was completely stripped out, so we're gonna make a new one for our Bilsteins and run them like this. So I just need to make some two tabs there, and the shock will obviously get compressed up to do that. These Bilsteins are for a Ram 3/4 ton, which should give us really good valving and dampening in the rear. Bilstein 5100 24-239455. This peaceful rain quickly turned into a radical windstorm, which left us with a interesting and hilarious debacle at our old place.
Oh dear. Oh my god.
Nope, the poles are definitely not still there.
There's supposed to be a tent. Oh, right here. Thanks, Vancouver Island. Okay, well, where's the tent? Oh.
Yeah, we need to get out of here. I'm ready for warmth. Seems a bit awkward, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Greetings from the Arctic.
Good evening. As you can see,
It's cold.
it's cold, and we have our matching Stanfields on. That's how cold it is.
And our new matching chairs.
Yeah. All right, you choose.
Okay, tonight we are doing a double review. This is how you recycle your cans properly.
And these beers were gifted to us from Connor Lund. Thank you so much. The fact that these have sat in our fridge for like a month, waiting for a beer review is quite impressive. But here we are.
First one is a Fieldhouse Pineapple Lemon Creamsicle IPA.
Whoa.
We believe that real goodness comes from the company of good people. Our beers are carefully crafted, easy drinking, and best enjoyed with family and friends. Cheers.
That's wholesome.
Combining the creaminess of milk sugar with loads of pineapple and lemon and a touch of vanilla, dry hopped with a combo of Citra, Eclipse, and concentrated Equinaut.
Wait,
This hazy IPA is juicy, full of fruit, and finishes with a touch of sweetness.
okay, I might need some education. First off, what is milk sugar?
What's Equinaut?
Uh,
Again, we are very qualified to review this
Yes.
beer for you guys, so hang
is
tight.
it not Equinox?
No, it says Equinaut.
Oh, that's not even...
I'm guessing it's a type of hop.
Okay. And what was the first one? Did I hear there's an Eclipse in there?
Eclipse is also a type of hops.
It is.
Yeah, Eclipse.
The master getting schooled
What do you
by
mean?
the grasshopper.
What? No, absolutely. Milk sugar.
Milk sugar.
All right, enough jibber jabber.
I feel like this beer's too summery to drink right now.
What? How's the nose?
I tasted nothing.
Yeah, it smells pretty. As you might expect.
Pineapple. I get mainly pineapple.
Ooh.
I've heard really good things about Fieldhouse. We've had a couple of their beers. I don't
Oh, wow.
remember any of them, but I do hear incredible things. This
Dang.
can is getting very gross from your hands.
I'm dirty.
I'm like, ew, what kind of graphics are these?
That's freaking yum. That is smooth. It's not that, I just love it when you can get a citrus taste without the citrus tartness.
Yeah,
That's so smooth.
this is incredible.
I can get a little creamsicle.
But the pineapple flavor, it doesn't taste fake. There's like no fake pineapple, which you will sometimes get.
I think the creamsicle is just kind of like that.
The smooth?
It's kind of like that cream ale, you know? When we did that strawberry cream ale.
Right. It just kind of makes
Kind
it
of has
smooth.
that mouth feel. That like creamsicle mouth
So
feel.
that's probably like the milk sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the milk sugar is.
Yeah.
This is delicious though. Okay, wait, what
It's a 7%.
true to our heart. Okay, today I will be reciting to you Squamish Valley's Backcountry Brewing. Nope. Backcountry Brewing. God, why did you make me?
You wanna get it?
Okay. Precocious and full of wonderment. Both are not words. Definitely not. Guava Lime Sour. In collaboration with Craft Beer Market, partial proceeds from every pint. I can't do this. Where's my nice write-up? Oh, there we go. Okay. This sour is packed with so much pink guava and key lime that it will come at you like a spider monkey.
That's a spider monkey.
If you're racing life to the fullest, you should be drinking beer with the fullest flavor. Like a wise man once said, if you ain't first, you're last. Down. It's okay. Very lime.
Very lime, very watermelony.
Really?
Kind of.
Interesting. Very interesting, everyone. So we just kind of described how a beer can hide citrus. Like they hid the lemon with the cream. They made it all smooth and stuff. They didn't get it. This is kind of like the opposite. If you like that tart, it has the key lime.
It has the key lime, but it doesn't have... It's not that tart to me.
But it's like got a little... It's definitely more crisp than this. But I guess it's also a sour. So it's going to be crisp anyways.
Man, that's a pretty chill sour to me. I like it. I love key lime. It's my favorite dessert.
I have to admit, I don't know where the watermelon is.
It's in there.
Hint.
Behind the key lime. Okay. Cheers from the Arctic.
From the Arctic. Thanks for being here, guys.
As well as the EcoFlow, which you've seen, we're also going to be running a 100 amp hour lithium iron phosphate battery for our permanent fixed house power. That's thanks to Solar, Rare Earth Elements, Canadian company. Stoked to be supporting a Canadian company, so check them out if you're looking to get some solar stuff kitted in your rig. We also got a super cool solar controller and DC to DC charger, so we can charge off our alternator and off our solar panels in one unit. So super cool stuff, and so light. Like this battery weighs next to nothing. I didn't even think there was a battery in the box when we first got it. So super cool stuff. We're going to get this wired up pretty quick here and have some power. So if you guys have been following for a bit, you know that we bought an Alpicool fridge. Well, we haven't installed it yet because we haven't started the interior build, and we were just given this by Set Power to review. And we're actually going to do a little comparison between this and the Alpicool. This one may end up actually working better because I like that it has the side open. This is also a dual zone, which is pretty nice. So you get fridge and freezer, or just fridge. So it's got smart sensors that determine that, but we'll do a longer video on which one we end up using.
Are you gonna drive us to Argentina? Cool. Good puppy. Ale. It's winter ale season. Yay! Thanks, Colleen, for bringing us a treat.
That's mom to you.
East Stabby. Where's East Stabby? Where's East Stabby? Help!